Tellis, this advisor, this contractor. Now, it appears on the face of it, allegedly, he has been selling secrets. He's been selling Pentagon document secrets to a foreign power. At first, I thought, oh, India, it's surprising it could have been India. But when do we find it's China? Well, this is a familiar story, isn't it? China, we do know, is a massive threat to the Western world. It is a growing threat. China has a very, very active spying program. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. Every nation has spying programs. The West has them just as much as the East do. But China has been very, very active, certainly in a very, very shrewd manner in terms of obtaining secrets, obtaining IP, that's intellectual property, commercial intellectual property, and obtaining state secrets. And it does this through various methods, through the traditional spying methods. But what it has been very clever at is seducing through money, incentivizing foreigners in the West to pass secrets, usually through money. And I've seen this firsthand, actually. What they tend to do is they will find academics. They will identify, and this guy, and actually he was described as a widely respected scholar. Yeah, so what? This is what China does. It pays widely respected scholars. I know one specifically, and I'm not going to name him, who's been a victim of this, let's say. And they pay them large amounts of money, and they spend some time in China. And they will do a tour of universities, and they will pass on their expertise, their knowledge to students, but likewise to fellow academics. And through being paid large amounts of money, China is ending up buying expertise and buying Western knowledge. And of course, that's a perfectly legal way. But the problem comes is that China has already been identified as a threat. China is a future threat. We should not be selling our secrets and our expertise and our knowledge to China. And there are all sorts of restrictions in place to stop this happening. But China bypasses a lot of these restrictions by simply paying academics, these highly respected scholars, to essentially come and teach us, come and give you secrets legally. There's nothing wrong with that. So when we find that this guy actually tell us, his defenders are saying, well, he's a widely respected scholar. It's meaningless. This is what China does. And it does appear that it's quite likely, allegedly, he has been passing Pentagon secrets. Now, that clearly is, there is no legality about that. If he's passing state secrets to China, well, there you go. That's to me, it's a pretty open and shut case. But again, this is part of the threat that China is now posing. China, as I said, has been really active in trying to recruit people right across the West through academia, in industry, and now in politics to pass secrets.